Now, hello and welcome to another episode of Table Talk. Today, I have my good friend Bola, who's into fitness. Actually, he's one of the fittest dudes I know. Anyway, today we just want to talk about what got him into fitness. We want to talk about some of the challenges he finds and the kind of questions that he gets, because I know from talking to him, he gets a lot of people coming in to ask him questions regarding training. So, Bola, welcome to Table Talk.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm really glad to be here.
Thank you.
Looking forward to chat.
Excellent. So just to give people a little bit of a background of your fitness journey, I think you said you started around 2012. So just take us to when you started, what you went through in the beginning and where you are now and where you want to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it started about in 2012, I would say. But like I was telling you earlier, it was more of an in and out. I would go to the gym just because I felt like that was what, everyone was doing. A lot of the questions that I'm getting today from people that are looking into fitness and want to be in shape or want to live a better life, um, I felt those questions when I started working out. I felt the fact that I was always working, and obviously I had my children at the time as well. They were much younger then, so I
Right.
felt like in terms of finding time to go to the gym was very challenging.
Okay.
So, like I said earlier, I would find myself going to the gym one day a week, and then I would take 4 months off.
Oh, gee.
And then I would feel bad about myself, and then I would go back 2 days, and I would feel good, and then I would take another 4 months off. So it was definitely challenging to start. So, and I didn't really get into it as much until around 2015.
Right.
Um, and I think for me, it was at that point where um, it was just more like, this is what I want to do. I want this to be a lifestyle. I want this to be a part of what I do. I want to put it down on my calendar that at this time, on this day, I'm going to be at the gym for this long. And until I consistently started doing that week in, week out, um, it was challenging. It was very challenging. And once I start putting on my calendar and consistently going back, even on the days that I don't feel good, even on the days that I feel tired and I don't feel motivated, I go back. And if all I do is just walk on the treadmill, or if all I do is just some stretches, I would always go back and make sure that I put in that time that I've
Right.
said that I was going to. And then slowly but surely, it just became something, it became a part of me. It's almost like like you have to eat, you have to drink water, I have to go to the gym. It became a part of a lifestyle for me.
Okay.
And and now it's just, I can imagine, like I go to the gym 5 to 6 days a week. And some days I spend an hour at the gym, some days I spend longer, depending on, what's going on throughout the day. But a lot of challenges that people face is finding that time.
Right.
And then once we have that time, finding the motivation to push yourself while you're at the gym. Hmm.
Right. So finding the time, I mean, I know, of course, you being a single dad most of the time.
Yes.
So what was the big shift that you were able to make to help you find the time? Like, what did you do different?
Yeah. I mean, earlier on, like I said, it was challenging, and I'm not gonna lie. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that my kids were younger then. Um, every time I would go to the gym, I would want to find a babysitter. She said I'm a single dad. The last thing I wanted to do at the time was be dragging two kids to the gym, and but a lot of my friends now that have kids, and even my friends are in a relationship or what have you, they would go to the gym with their kids. And a lot of the local gyms, like the Good Life or the local gyms that we have, they have a child mentoring service where you can
Right.
bring your kid, and they would watch a kid for you for an hour, a couple of hours for you to spend time at the gym. For
Okay.
me at the time, it wasn't something that I was interested in. So I would, and that was why it was very challenging for me initially. But once I started going on a more consistent basis, initially I would get a babysitter to come sit at my house for an hour, and then I'll go spend the hour at the gym. And my time was very valuable to me because I'm paying someone to sit at my house. So
Right.
I think it was more of when it became a lifestyle, it became something that is a part of me. It's just as important to me, like I said earlier, as eating or drinking water. It was something that had to be done. So there wasn't a choice or an alternative. It was just, I have to go to the gym. I need someone to watch the kids while I'm done. And this is what we have to do. Now it's a lot easier because my kids are older, like
Right.
I have teenagers now. And it's a lot easier for me to just go out, spend a couple of hours at the gym. I know the kids are fine. And then, so for people, it is more of finding that balance. It's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. It is,
Right.
it's just like any other part of life where, it is a challenge, but we have to ask ourselves the question, is this what we want? Do I want this to be a part of me? And if we can answer yes to those questions, then we will find our time. We will find our motivation. It's just, you know, it's definitely not something that's easy, that's for sure. But like I said, if you can answer your question, if you can ask yourself those candid questions, like, is this what I want? And if that is a yes, then you will find that time and you will find that motivation to do it.
Excellent. Now,
Mhm.
you said a lot of people come to you to ask questions, and I remember the last time I met you, you were going to the gym to help someone out. So, typically,
Mm.
what are people calling you for? And then we'll talk about after this, maybe later on, and then we'll talk about what you're planning to do with. I know you want to write something that's coming
Yeah,
down the road, and also we'll talk about that. But for now, what do
yeah,
people call you for when they
yeah, yeah.
what's
I
that?
mean,
What's
a lot of the questions I get are from close friends. I do get some random strangers who send me messages on social media. I'm big on social media, but I'm not very big on social media. But a lot of the questions I get is people trying to lose weight and people trying to um, find a motivation to go to the gym. So the last time we met and I had a meeting, it was a friend of mine and I've been doing it with him for a couple of months now, where it's just the energy. Apparently, the energy that I bring when I'm at the gym is something that he liked, and so you would every time he would want to go for certain workout, he would want me to be there with him because it just gets a better workout when he's around me. um, so, but a lot of the questions I get nowadays is just, oh, how do you find the time to go to the gym? And or how do where do you get the motivation? Like your energy is so great at the gym. Like how do you keep yourself motivated? You know? And it all, like I said, it all comes back to what it is that we want. If we can put value to something, if we
right?
find something valuable, we will do what we have to do. It's just like going to your day-to-day job. There is value to it. Whether or not you love your job, whether or not you like what you do, you get paid.
Right.
That is the value from it. And that's why you get up every day. And that's why you go to work. And that's why you do the things that you do on a daily basis. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of creating a mindset and just having, rather than look at the gym um as something to just pass time or I came across a quote last week that when you fall in love with the process, the goal becomes irrelevant. So a lot
Right.
of people go into fitness or working out or healthy eating or healthy habit with the mindset of I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to lose 30 pounds, or I want to have a six pack, or I want to, you know what I mean? Which are all valid goals, which are, and I'm very big on setting goals and having a process to get to that goal. And I'm not saying that don't set goals. I think everyone should be setting goals in terms of what they want to achieve or what they want, like an outlook to life in a sense.
Right.
Um, but it all comes down to the process of achieving that goal. Like if I love working out, which I do, and I go to the gym and I work out and I choose to, to eat clean or to eat healthy, whatever that is, and that's what I love to do. My goal at the end of that, I will get that goal sooner or later, probably more sooner because now I'm more consistent with what I do. And
Right.
I go to the gym and I eat clean and all of that. But one thing I find is a lot of people just want that goal. So they just want to lose that 20 pounds. They want to do, what do I have to do to lose that 20 pounds? What do I have to do to get that six pack? What do I have to do to get that girl or to get that guy or, or what have you? And they kind of just neglect the process of it. The process is painful and the process is long and it's exhausting, and it is a painful process. It is really hard to work out or to even eat clean. um it is hard, it is time consuming, but if it's something that you find valuable, it is something that you enjoy doing, then you do it. You do it and you enjoy the process. And once you find you enjoy that process, you will lose that 20 pounds, or you will get that six pack, or whatever it is
Right.
that's important to you that you want to get. So, yeah.
Well, I think I understand that process part because I know even in business for me, I enjoy the
Mm,
business, the rewards in the end. In either you people buy more of your books or come to your conferences or you get paid for whatever. That is
yeah,
secondary. The big thing is I enjoy the process. I enjoy making the products. I enjoy that part. So for me, it's not work. It's just something I love to do, and the money or the mini fame, if you want to call it that, you get at the end is
yeah,
just a bonus. So I
I
guess that's
agree.
that's almost the same as what you're talking about. If you and again, if you enjoy the process and working out, then I'd almost say that then going to the gym will not be a chore. It'll be something you look forward to, either because it helps you take stress out of the day or whatever. But you've put it into
Yeah,
perspective that you actually enjoy the journey, and the destination is just the bonus at the end, right?
exactly. Yeah, and I mean, going to the gym, for me, and I think for a lot of people that do, it's only a part of that process. You know what I mean? Like if and I mean there are researches that have been done. There are, many proven facts that, being healthy or staying healthy, does elongate your lifespan. But the gym part of it is only, I would say, maybe 10% of the process.
Right,
A lot of it comes from what we're eating every day, what we choose to put in our body, how much sleep we're getting. You know what I mean? A lot of people, like obviously we work, most of us work, most of the time, most of the valuable time in a day we spend at an employment, which is
right,
fine. That's how our society is designed. That's fine. So when people get those disposable times, so the times between when you're done work and the time you go to bed, people, they want to do something that they enjoy. Some people want to sit on the couch and watch a movie or a show that they're into with their partner. Some people want to go out and have a beer or, wine or whatever. Those are all really, really good things to do. It keeps life moving, it keeps us active, and it keeps us happy. But at the end of the day, like if if you want to have that, if you want healthy living or physical healthy living to be a part of what you are, then you have to sacrifice those. After you've done your work at 5 or 6, you want to spend an hour or two at the gym, and again, what you put in your body is, I can't even stress that enough. You can spend 100 hours at the gym a day, if there's 100 hours in a day. Um, if your eating is not, you know, like if it's not good, then you will not get that result.
right,
And if you're sleeping 4 hours, 3 hours a night, it's just really, I mean, I don't know. I know people that do it and they are healthy, but it is incredibly difficult. It makes it 10 times harder for you to achieve the goal when everything else in your life is not up to sort of like a standard in a sense.
right.
Hmm.
So now talking about food, how do you do your meal prep so that you get, well, I guess so you're eating right or eating
Yeah.
healthy, especially with the time crunch. So what do you do? What if somebody was watching this and was trying to get tips to try to, prep their meals and also throw in the gym lifestyle? What will you say from your experience?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely it's challenging. That's the most challenging part that I face, even now. I mean, I would recommend maybe talking to a nutrition specialist. I did that initially, and because part of eating healthy is knowing what your body needs, knowing how much nutrient you need to put in your body, and how much vitamins and protein and carbohydrates and all those good stuff, how much of it that we need. And that will come from what is it that we're trying to accomplish. Like if you're trying to lose weight or if you're trying to gain weight, it all depends on what your goal is. And I think that's where nutrition specialists will be helpful in terms of like, giving you sort of like a base to start. And then once you have that base to start, when you're at the grocery store, for example, what to buy. And then like personally, I meal prep every weekend. So I don't do it on Sunday. Some days, sometimes I do it on Saturday, sometimes I do it on Sunday, sometimes I do it on both days. But I have to meal prep. I have to prep my meal for the week on the weekend prior. And as much as I try for, where I have kids, um, as much as I try to encourage my kids and I do for the most part, but kids will be kids. They're not gonna eat. They're not gonna eat broccoli or they're not gonna eat broccoli and chicken. So I will prep my meal separate from my kids' meal, and I try to prep their meal for the week as well. But I'll prep my meal separately from theirs, and it has to be done on the weekend. If I don't do it on the weekend, then that's
Yeah.
going to be a tough week, and we've had a lot of tough weeks.
Right.
More lately than not, but it is something that like now what I do now is I put in my calendar. I have to meal prep at this time on this day. You know what I mean? Once
Right.
if it's not in my calendar, it's hard for me to accomplish it. So once I put it down in my calendar, either on my phone or my physical calendar, then I can see it is right there. I get a reminder if it's in my phone, and then I have to do it, right? So
Right. So
mhm,
basically, the way you schedule your work and schedule your gym and schedule your meal, it's all about scheduling and planning is how you get things done, right?
I schedule everything,
That's good.
literally.
So
I schedule.
what app do you use for that? Is it just your calendar on your email or
Mhm. Yeah,
okay,
just
that's
my Gmail, my Google Calendar.
right.
It's a mess. There's multiple things going on, and well, it makes sense to me. If you were to look
Right.
at it, you think I was psychopath, but
Okay.
yeah.
Excellent. Now, when we spoke the other day, you talked about writing or creating a program or writing something. I don't know how much of
Yes.
that you can talk about now, since I know you're in the early stages. But
Yes.
I'm trying to get a sense of where is Bola trying to go with his. I'll call this a project. With this project,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and um, what services or benefits do you hope it will bring to people?
Mhm. So I think it was last year that I created the program. It was last year during the first COVID lockdown. And usually when I go to the gym, there are all these different programs online that you can find, depending on what you want to accomplish. At the time, I was really feeling good about myself, about my physical health and my physical body. And I felt like I was at a point where when I go to the gym, I sort of know what I'm doing. I sort of know if I'm pushing a certain weight or if I'm whatever I'm doing, I sort of have an idea of how it's impacting my physical body, like basically just my physical composition. So I came up with this 12-week. I'm still struggling with what I want to call it, but it's essentially a 12-week program,
Okay.
and it's broken down into 4 different phases. It's a strength and conditioning program. Um, I've completed the program twice, and I have 2 of my friends, my gym friends. Everyone is my friend, but 2 of my friends from the gym, they've completed the program as well. So, and they were sort of like my
Tests.
lab guy, my lab guys, yeah. Because I did the program first. I finished it, and then I did it a second time. Um, and then I spoke to them. I said, let me put you through this program. I think it's incredible. And at the end of the program, they I mean they physically look different than when they started, and they felt better. They had more energy, and they were just in a much better shape.
Right.
If I don't like using the word shape, you know what I mean, because I think it's just I don't know. I don't like using the word, but for this purpose, they were in a better shape when they started the program than when they ended it. Um, so during the second lockdown, I thought about it, and for me, it was just like I have people come to me and ask me, like when I'm at the gym or even online, when I'm doing a certain workout, and you know they want to do it, or they're just curious about it, and I get multiple questions about this literally every day.
Okay.
So I thought, well, why not just put it together in a book? I mean, everyone can, all the workouts for the different exercises, you can easily find it online. And you just have to do a simple Google search. But I thought about, because this program is more of a condensed program, and it was just basically me finding different programs online, and trying to understand, if I want to work my shoulders, for example, if I want to work my back or my chest, so it's basically me looking at a lot of different angles and a lot of different research, and then putting it together into what I feel like was helpful for me.
Right.
So I thought, why not just put it in a book? Um, so that way, if someone have the question, I can just say, listen, I have it all here. It's a 12-week or 12-week, 4 phases program where you can do the complete 12-week program. You can do it from start to finish, or you can do just phase one of the 12-week program, just 3 weeks of it, or you can do phase three, whatever you feel like you want to work on. Um, and then that would answer all your questions.
Okay.
So the program in itself is designed where the first 3 weeks of the first phase is basically getting your body ready for what's to come. So it's 4 days a week for the first 3 weeks, between an hour, 2 hours a day. It does require a gym. I'm thinking of working on a different program that, with COVID and everything that's going on in the world today, where you can do body weight exercises. So that's something else I'm thinking about. It's not something I'm working on right now.
Right.
Right now, I'm just more focused on this 12-week strength and conditioning program. So this requires a gym
Okay.
or some gym equipment. Not
What
necessarily
kind of what's the minimum gym types of gym equipment that you'll need for yours?
some dumbbells, depending on how heavy you want to go. Some maybe kettlebell, um, and just some barbells. So basically, a gym.
Oh, because I mean, dumbbells and kettlebells, some people have that at home,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
there's still a chance that people could still do that,
Yeah,
at
and,
home.
and if you have those, yeah, you can potentially do them at home. Um, but I think there's certain things that you do require. So for example, on a leg workout, for example, you require in the program there's some stuff that require leg pressing, and some squats and some dead, which you can do with dumbbells and kettlebells as well. But I think it's just where's the strength and conditioning in order to maximize or to get to where I think we all can get to. Um, the program has a lot of progressive overload. So what that means is you basically just work your way up to the heaviest weight you can push at the gym, and then
Right.
you work your way back down. That's why when I say it requires a gym, it's a lot easier to access a lot of the exercises that are in the program when, for example, if you're at a good life, they have all these different equipments that I wouldn't have at home.
Right.
Um, some people have home gyms, and you know, kudos to those people. And I would love to meet people with home gyms. I love to converse with them. But yes, I think some stuff you can do at home with just basic kettlebell or dumbbells. It's just a lot easier, I think, when you have access to like a lot of different gym equipment.
Right. It makes sense.
Um, mhm. So like I was explaining earlier, the first phase is more of a beginner, or I'm still also working on the different cash phases. I want to call these different phases. But it's more of getting your body ready for what's to come next.
Right.
And then phase 2 or week 4 to 6 is very focused on the lower part of your body. So your lower back, your lower abdomen, your legs. Um, so there's a lot of, I think it's 2 days a week that it calls for some leg workout. You're still strengthening your upper body, and there are different programs and on different days that work your upper body. But it's more heavily focused on your lower part of your body. And then phase 3 is more of your upper body. So it's more of your chest, your abdominal muscles, your back, upper back, and your traps, and also your arms, so your biceps and your triceps. And then the final phase, which is week 10 to 12, basically just brings everything together.
Okay.
It's a lot of supersetting. So you're doing less rest, you're doing a lot of so you're breathing heavy and you're doing a lot of heavy workout. But at that point, based on my experience from doing this program, at that point, you are physically and mentally ready to do that.
Right. Because you
But
built
yeah,
it up over the 12 weeks, I guess.
it works your way up to that point. And at that point, when I did it, I felt different. And when my friends did it, they felt at that point, you feel more like you're an athlete in a sense, because, even though you're breathing heavy and you're tired, you're still able to go through a lot of like really rigorous exercises
Right.
without feeling like you're dying. You will still feel like you're dying, but you're able to push through in a sense. Mhm.
Right. Now, so
Yeah,
say somebody has started taking the program, and I know again because you're still building,
yeah.
but do you envision them being able to contact you for questions, or like, is this one of those things where you're hoping you design a program to take the book or whatever it is or some online thing, and then they're on their own, or are you looking at this as some model where people will come back to you to ask questions if they have questions, like somebody who buys the book or buys the program or whatever? How do you see your role after somebody has signed up for the program or has got the program or started the program?
Yeah. I mean, people ask me questions all day long. One of my, not to toot my own horn or anything, but I'm very personable. I haven't really thought that far ahead, to be honest. But in terms of when it comes to like fitness and working out and stuff like that, this is something that I'm very passionate about. I can talk about it all day.
Right.
So I think, based on my preliminary thinking about how this will be, it will be where you can contact me to ask questions. I'm not looking to, like, I'm not a personal trainer. It's not, I don't have the qualifications of a personal trainer. I have trained people, but these are all like close friends of mine, you know what I mean? Um, I don't know. It would all depend on what kind of question it is. Um, because at the end of the day, if you're looking for a professional expert, like I told you earlier, like, I don't have the qualifications to be able to consider myself a personal trainer. As much as I enjoy, you know, fitness and all of that, it's just, if someone came to me with a question, I would give them my opinion. It wouldn't be a professional opinion. It
Right.
would just be my personal opinion based on my personal experience. And but yeah, I think when I'm at the point, it's basically I'm giving myself a 3 to 6 month time frame to get this done and to launch the book. And I think at that point I will have a better understanding of what I want it to look like in terms of, do I want to be actively involved or not. I think there's definitely room
Right.
to build to make this into whatever I want it to be.
You're
It's
right.
just like you said, it's still in the earlier earlier phases.
And I guess probably once you've created the first, I don't know if you want to call it prototype or so, then, and as you put that out to people to test, then you get a better sense as to what other pieces you need to add in to make it work best. It could be, some web support thing somewhere, or some blog or whatever. But those things usually would become clearer as you finish the
Yeah,
product and you move into the next step of
yeah,
that, which is great.
yeah,
Excellent.
definitely. There's definitely a lot. There's a lot to think about, and it's a lot of pieces to put into place. Because at the end of the day, um, like I was talking to a friend of mine about this that is a nurse, and her being a medical in the medical profession in the medical field, our biggest concern was, someone going through a strength and conditioning program that I created, and then they getting hurt. You know what I mean? Where I'm saying I'm not a professional at this, but I'm making recommendations as to what I think people should do. So like I said, there's a lot of pieces, there's a lot of things I still need to figure out
Right.
which is why I'm not trying to rush it.
Right.
If someone came to me today and have specific questions, I would give them what I think, and but it would just be my opinion. It wouldn't be a professional opinion because, like I said, I'm not a professional.
Right. So, just to give you a little bit of summary, if somebody came and was looking at this program, what do you hope they will get out of it? So, like, yeah, what if you had to give a summary of what they'll take away from doing the program? What do you hope they will get after 12 weeks?
um, I guess to be strong, to be physically strong, and I think when we're physically strong, it also affects our mental health. You know what
Right.
I mean? At the end of the day, we all have mental health issues. It's more advanced in some of us than it is in other people. But I personally believe that when we're physically healthy, it has a positive impact on our mental health. So if someone went into this program wanting to build strength or wanting to be a better athlete, for example, if they were an athlete, um, I would hope that at the end of the program, they will be better off than when they started it. If someone wants to do the program just for their own personal growth, and for their own mental health, I think it's incredibly helpful, because I'm going to tell you for a fact, and this might get a little personal, but you know, one of the reasons why I built this program was for my own mental health. And initially I felt my mental health going down, and I felt, I was always sad and I was always depressed. And the only time I wasn't sad and the only time I wasn't depressed was when I was at the gym, or when I was out running, or when I'm out playing sport. So when I went through the program the first time, there's a tremendous difference, positive difference in terms of what my mental health was when I started, and what it was when I finished the program. When I did it the second time, it's just, I'm not saying I have the best mental health right now. I still have my days on and my days off, but
Right.
in terms of managing my stress, in terms of managing those things in life that makes you sad, and you know what I mean, I'm better equipped to do it now than I was
Before.
definitely a year ago.
That's good.
Definitely.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Now, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you to ask questions or just to know a little bit more, you said you have Instagram and you're on Facebook. Where are the best places for people to?
So my Instagram, I believe, is Bola Omolaja. I think it's the same as my Facebook. Most of my social media are just mostly my kids, but if someone was to get a hold of me, they could message me on Instagram, at Bola Omolaja, or on Facebook at Bola Omolaja. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe what I'll do at the end is we'll talk and then we'll put whichever one you want. We'll put that down in the
Yeah.
description anyway.
Yeah.
So, well, look, Bola, thank you very much for sharing. Is there anything else you want to talk about the program before we summarize? And
No, I
I'll
mean,
get
I,
back to
I,
you.
I think, like I said earlier, you have to ask yourself that question, what kind of life do I want to live? And if you can positively answer, I want to live a physical, healthy life. I think working out and eating healthy is something that we can all do. It's not easy. I'll be the first to tell you that it's definitely not easy, but it's definitely doable.
Right.
And I think it's a mindset thing. And once we set our mind, most of us once we set our mind to do certain things, most of the time we can get it done.
True.
And physical fitness and eating healthy and getting active quality sleep. it's something that we can set our mind to that we want to do. And I think we can all achieve it. So no, I want to appreciate you for having me on. It's been a blast. Like I said, I can talk about this all day. So it's good that you're cutting me off.
So, here's what we'll do. We would maybe we'll do another one when you progress and you even get some more direction as to how you want the program to look like. Maybe we'll do another one and we'll talk about that. And maybe we'll do one when the launch finally comes on, right?
Yeah, I would
So,
appreciate that.
yeah, and I myself, I don't get enough sleep myself. So
We
I
can
could,
talk about that. We
yeah,
can talk about
we could talk about why I sleep only about 5 hours or something. But although I do tend to take naps, as when I can in the middle of the day, after work. But we'll talk about that. So again, Bola, thank you very much. And for anyone who wants to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe. Bola, we'll be talking again in the future. And I look forward to seeing where this program will go. And maybe someday I'll have arms like you do.
Yes. All
Excellent.
right.
So you take care.
Okay.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.